Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I have missed a turn. The game has just begun. It was a Tyranitar subbing against a Ferrothorn. We've got Hclat versus Pkleech. Another one that I requested to narrate, and here I am live at 3 AM. Hclat, one of my favorite players. Fellow land champ, look at him go. Pkleech, up-and-comer. Epic player. Exciting to watch, and just good to see new faces breaking the mold in this format. I love it. I would be happy with either player winning this one. We've got a sub-punch Tyranitar, which honestly we've been seeing more of recently, and I think it's quite good in this meta of the rise of Claydol, because it kind of threatens like Claydol, Blissey, Skarmory, depending on coverage. It kind of threatens everything. It's a pretty good mixed threat, and it's not too hard to find subs, and people are just subbing turn 1 with it because people often just switch out versus Tar turn 1, and then you kind of just go crazy behind a sub. It's kind of hard for Leech to deal with right now. He's revealed his Foragers, Swampert, and Rachi. Have we got coverage revealed yet? Just Punch so far. And super likely to have like Fire Blast. Doesn't have Fire Blast, so probably like Thunder then. And Crunch is pretty common on these, but not required. I mean, you can go really custom with these sub-punch tar sets. You can run whatever coverage you want. One of the most variable sets on tar. But Pkleech is in a pretty nice position with this Wish CM Rachi. Tar not really able to like threaten it too hard with Punch. Pkleech probably going to break this sub now, or Wish up again. I mean, Hclat's got to think about it. Do I want to sit here spamming punches still? I mean, there's crit chance, but I'm allowing this Rachi to keep calm minding up, and I guess he might as well keep doing it until... Oh, you know what? It actually kills now. I didn't really think that through, the numbers there, but the next punch is going to kill this. Maybe Pkleech made an error there. Maybe he should have just attacked the tar. Interesting scenario. Yeah, he's going to switch out there. Oh my god, a punch crit. What? That is a bit of a heartbreaker. Pert is just deleted from the game. And I wonder if Pkleech forgot. He actually still had a Wish there. He wished and the Swampert died. He could have healed up his Jirachi, but he chose to just go to Fortress. Don't know if that was a misplay or an intentional choice. But he does now know that the Tyranitar doesn't have Fire Blast, because it was never clicked against him when he had the Jirachi in, so that's worth noting. I mean, Fori matches up decently well. It did force it out, break the sub. Another sub Pokemon, a Charizard with sub, which people have fallen out of favor with, but still a pretty good option, I think. It removes the element of prediction a little bit with a great mid-ground option that lets you respond to whatever's in front of you pretty cleanly. Just goes for a blast. Safe behind the sub. Throw it out, see what happens. And Blissey revealed. We'll see if Charizard has beat up here. If he does, I think this is like pretty damn over for Pkleech after the Blissey gets beat up. He's just got Punch, which I think will still do. It's decent chip. He is intimidated. That's another good thing about beat up, is it bypasses Intimidate, since attack is not calculated in the damage. But I can see Charizard, especially with a subset, wanting to run Punch. Especially, it's not common these days, so bit of surprise factor too in that. And we'll see if he has something to hit Mence. Could be HP Ice. So it looks like it's probably the old classic Charizard sub Fire Blast Grass Punch, because if he had HP Ice, he most certainly would have clicked it there. But to be honest, 38% is respectable chip. Oh, unexpected mix spells with Rock Slide. Not the world's most unorthodox set, but definitely not the standard mix spell set, and that is really huge to just kill that Charizard right there. It's especially notable the fact that the Mence is faster than Charizard. They have the same speed tier, but Charizard is usually the one that's faster, investing in Timid more often. That's a Timid Mix Mence with Rock Slide. That must specifically be an anti-Charizard thing, which I love. Great choice in the team builder there to run that. After Hclat had that explosive opening with the Sub-Punch Tar, that right there, that Rock Slide just gave Pkleech a little bit of breathing room. And now we have a pretty obvious Blissey, I imagine, coming in. There could be some mind games going on with that. Is Hclat going to double the Tar on the Blissey, get another sub up, and start wreaking havoc? I would certainly be considering it. He could play it safer, go for Ice Beam here. Blissey still probably needs to heal, and then you go Tar and sub. A bit less risky to do it like that. We'll see how it plays out. I could see Hclat going for a double to Tar here. It's the kind of play he might make. Goes for a pump. Interesting, I mean... in my mind, the choice was between Ice Beam and switch to Tar there. The pump hits Forretress coming in. But how likely is a Forretress to come in there? It does two-hit it. Maybe he wanted to... maybe he thought Forretress might maneuver in to threaten Hidden Power Bug on an Ice Beam. Maybe that's what he was thinking. It's not the most outlandish thing, because Forretress would take the Ice Beam and then be able to take a Hydro Pump and threaten HP Bug. Maybe that is like a good mid-ground to go for if you're in Leech's shoes. It's also worth noting that was a pretty ballsy stay in. Okay, looks like it's an offensive Starmie with Recover. I like the set, I've used it myself, but to be honest, I think he would almost prefer Spin here. I guess it depends on the rest of the team. How vulnerable are you to spikes? And pretty devastating turn. Gets paralyzed on his Tar. That is pretty damn crippling. Still gonna go for the Sub-Punch stuff, but this Forry doesn't care very much about this Tar, I think. He's gonna... I mean, 38% is decent damage, but I think Leech is probably gonna make a spike here. It's a great spike because the Starmie probably doesn't even have Spin. How can it fit Spin if it's Recover Starmie? I wonder if Leech is thinking if Hclat might have another spinner in the back. That's something you see sometimes, like something that's usually a spinner foregoing Spin and being run alongside a different spinner, like Forretress plus Claydol is something you see sometimes. I would say that's unlikely. I think that a slower paced spinner like a Claydol doesn't really fit on a Hclat squad. And a Metagross coming in against Forretress, immediately I'm thinking HP Fire mixed Metagross. I could be wrong. It could just be Earthquake. It is leftovers. An Earthquake probably does two-hit it as well. But that just enters my mind that he might have HP Fire, and I'm sure Pkleech is thinking about that too. Oh, it just goes for Mash, actually. Wow. Gets the attack raise. Pretty significant attack raise there. Hclat getting some good luck in this game. But honestly, his position is not that, like, super winning. I mean, this is a pretty big attack raise, though. Nothing really likes to come in on this Metagross right now. And I think an Earthquake probably kills now. Both players thinking about it. Pkleech pretty low on the clock. Only 60 seconds. Hclat has a lot more time. He's in a tough position, to be fair. There's no great switching. Oh, agility. I think that just wins. I think that just wins the game. Unless he misses mash against Salamence. That's the only way. Oh, man. Makes it even more unfortunate the fact that that Swampert just got punched into oblivion. I mean, the Swampert would have at least been able to check this. And I think an Earthquake is going to probably kill most Tyranitar's here. So you don't have to risk a miss on mash. I think you should just go straight to Salamence and hope for the mash miss. I think that's your best bet. In Leech's shoes. Same chance as an attack raise, and Hclat got the attack raise. Might as well go for it. Pkleech probably in shambles a little bit here. But he can recover game 2. Don't let it tilt you. Meta does go for mash there rather than EQ. So there was a risk of a miss. Maybe Bleach did live the EQ on some tar sets, and yeah. Doesn't hit. Sorry, doesn't miss. That's GG. A little bit lucky, but I do think an agility Metagross is a good matchup into Leech's team. Swampert is a breaking point, and I do like the team from Hclat. The substitute Tar and Charizard can chip down a lot of stuff and make way for something like an agility gross. And we don't see what the last two are, but probably other stuff that can take advantage of the damage that a sub-punch Tar can cause. To be honest, I mean, the Swampert did get crit, but even just taking that enormous focus punch, like that's like 40-ish damage. That's enough to let this Agile Gross go crazy. With not too much extra little support. I mean, the Swampert is getting pressured pretty hard. Definitely the advantage of a sub-punch Tar lead that can sometimes just go totally insane. People are discussing, this set was played on the main Showdown server rather than Smog Tours. Both players agreed to it. Which means this replay is not going to be published in their scouters, but it obviously will be public because it'll be published for the tournament. And on YouTube, narrated by Jim Cool, of course. Game 2 hasn't begun yet. I guess they're pondering teams. I made the same point in my last narration. But if it's Jim, I lock in my teams in advance for each game. I think that gives me a bit of confidence going in, but I guess maybe other players have different styles when it comes to team selection. Fair enough. Everyone's got their own style of play. I'm eagerly awaiting a game link. Here's game 2. We got it. Forgive the little delay in between there. Disadvantage of live narrations is the wait. Once again, I've missed turn 1. These guys are speedy clickers. It was a simple spike. Ooh, a fast taunt scum. Jim is definitely a proponent of fast taunt scum. I love it. Really helps get some momentum. Like, this is a really good position right now. 2 spikes are up. Ooh, significant stay. That's surprising. Hclat does not have a defensive switch he feels comfortable with against Jirachi and takes a pretty enormous crit thunderbolt. Bit of comeuppance for his luck in the last game there. Damn. And this Blissey is threatening to finish off this scum with a toss right now, so Hclat probably wants to get the hell out of here. Probably also doesn't have Protect. You can't really fit Protect when you run a taunt. They're thinking. They're thinking hard about this. Hclat does have some stuff to think about. Although, actually, he's the one who has clicked his button and Pkleech is the one thinking. Interesting. You know, I could definitely see a spinner on Pkleech's team. Blissey and Jirachi both enjoy spikes not existing. Claydol is just good Pokemon right now, so I could definitely see a Claydol. Pkleech, I gotta say, is a Jirachi lover. I think last game he had a Jirachi. And throughout play-ins, he was using Jirachi. Alright, 3 spikes up. Scum dead, though. I'd call this like a neutral-ish position. The crit T-Bolt was pretty massive. But yeah, Hclat really isn't sweating it too much. I mean, 3 spikes up and now bad matchup for Leech. Forced out. Probably to like a Metagross or Swampert. Or his own Skarmory. None of them love coming in on 3 spikes. And Skarm doesn't love coming in on like a Tar Rock Slide. So even though Pkleech got some good fortune here, I think I like Hclat's position. Classic advantage position right here. 3 spikes up, enemy forced out. Goes for a punch, and that's an insanely advantageous click. That was a great click. That was really excellent. Oh, a double to Starmie is very astute. Catches the Claydol. And then goes Gengar on the spin. Successfully spin blocking, maintaining his spikes pressure. That's big Ice Punch damage. Doesn't look like the Claydol has much bulk. I don't fully know what Hclat's reasoning behind those switches were, but those were definitely great. That was a great sequence of moves. I guess that switch to Starmie covers if the Suicune rests. It covers a switch to like a Swampert or something that might come in on a Tyranitar. Maybe he did team read that a Claydol made sense on Pkleech's team, just like I posited a moment ago. Since his team does look like it needs the support. I think this is a great matchup for a BKC Tar. The 4 attacks, bulky physical attacker Tar. Because Suicune is the main Tar check, I guess, for Leech. Ooh, Giga Drain is a really good click. Putting him out of range of Psychic. And now threatening to kill with Ice Punch. I love that. Really nice. And this Gengar is a threat in itself. Oh, Hclat is going nuts. This is why we love Hclat, folks. He is just controlling the pace. I mean, Scam isn't the world's worst thing to have in right now, I will say, but just seeing him switch to the Tar was kind of pog, I won't lie. I'm pogging a little bit. It's a confident play. And I think having Tar in was a lot better than clicking Ice Punch with Gengar. Doing minimal damage to Scam. And it's a Jolt. Hclat remains one of the few Jolt believers still alive. We do exist. There are people who still think Jolt is a good Pokemon, myself included. Fellow Jolt tournament user. I also want to note something that I just realized. Hclat switched off the Land Champ avatar into the Cowboy with Briefcase avatar, which I think was a bit of a power move. That's a play that may have been overlooked by the viewers at home, but I'll go with the HB Ice. I suppose that's logical, even if it didn't work out there. Denies the Claydol from coming in if it wanted to. This Jolt could have Roar, forcing out this Jirachi. But that's a much better thing to have right now is Thunder Wave. Could still have Roar. The options for 4th are probably Roar or Baton Pass. Thunderbolt is obviously the other move there. Tar comes in against Jirachi. Pretty common switch in. And I'm actually stupid. I didn't realize that this was a banned Tar. I believe that was banned damage versus Suicune. I thought it might have just been an offensive Suicune or something, but that doesn't make sense on this squad. That was a bold Suicune, I think, that just took a huge banned punch, which makes that click even more epic. Prior. Forgive me for not noticing the damage roll, but banned Tar gamer Pokemon can do such damage and does require a bit of prediction. Oh, goes for Rock Slide. Hclat goes crazy with the clicks. Doesn't hit it that time though. But I respect it. I mean, with Para flinch chance, the odds are kind of in your favor to at least reset the situation if it doesn't work out. And he does get Metagross in on the Wish. I bet this Metagross wants to just mash to deny Claydol from coming in. And healing back. That's probably what I would do. I mean, you're not really threatened super hard. There's like a pretty low risk to mash. This Suicune dies anyway. Although he can actually heal his Skarmory up. Still a good mash, and he does get the attack raise. Oh, it gets a crit. That's so random. I can be such a Metagross hater sometimes. That Pokemon just defies logic. That just did 60 to something that is supposed to be a check to it, you know? That's not alright. It's not Hclat's fault. Happens to me sometimes too. Sometimes you just gotta click mash into the scam because you got not much better to do. But damn, man, you hate to see this. The Metagross do 60% to a Skarmory and then roar in the Jolt. That is a horrible roar outcome. Is he going to HP Ice the Claydol? Of course he is. He's Hclat. Oh man. Sorry, presumptuous of me to say HP Ice. The HP type is not revealed thus far. If it is HP Ice, this Mence is about to bite the dust. It's not. Alright, Jolt gone. Does Pkleech have a sliver of hope here? It looks like banned Mence. Gonna get sand chipped. I think the combination like Starmie Gar is just too much to handle for Pkleech, I would say. Suicune is pretty much dead. Jirachi paralyzed. Like, I don't think that this is winnable for Pkleech, but stranger things have happened. We'll see. Jim is still here to watch it play out. The Tar does have to like lock into something potentially disadvantageous. Mence or Jirachi or Skarm could be allowed a little bit of breathing room based on what the Tar clicks, but interestingly, Hclat goes to Metagross. I mean, yeah, Mence is locked into Rock Slide. He is allowing in Skarmory potentially. Goes for Agility. Very nice, because Suicune doesn't even actually die to spikes. Usually if a Pokemon dies, it cancels out the turn, but Suicune just shy of dying. Hclat gets the Agility off, then Suicune dies to Sand. So astute play there, gets to mash for free, because Skarm obviously forced to roar out the threatening Agilgross. And I mean, now this is... How could this be anything but over? I mean, Choice Band Mence is looking kind of threatening, actually. And this Tara's T-Waved, he might just get hacked to death. Hclat, his click is not obvious here. He could go for Earthquake, which mid-grounds Bliss and Rachi. Could go for Rock Slide, which would give Jirachi an entry point. I think it's between Rock Slide and Earthquake if you're Hclat. So maybe Pkleech can make something happen, but it's really hard. I think it's pretty over. He does go Rachi, hoping for a Rock Slide, and that was incorrect. But now he can go Salamence if he wants. He didn't. He was getting Sand Chip, I suppose. And now Hclat just clicks Earthquake, surely, because Pkleech can't go Mence here, otherwise Bliss just gets Spike Chipped and killed next time. Doesn't want to risk the full power though. Doesn't stay and click Earthquake. Goes Metagross and just guarantees it with an Explode right here. No Explode. Probably... Maybe it's a Agilgross without Explode with Rock Slide then. Because surely you just click Explode. Oh, nah. Well, I don't know why I didn't click Explode first, because that was just a guaranteed win with... you could just get Starmie in after. Oh, you know what? No, it wasn't, because he could... I'm a bit silly for saying that, because he could have baited Boom, gone Mence, and then Blissey last can win maybe with Tyranitar being full parried. But then Gengar probably also has Boom. Yeah, that was pretty lost for Pkleech there. Not a whole lot to get it done. But a valiant effort. Bit unfortunate on the luck side, but Hclat made such dominant plays this game. Not all of his reads paid off, but I'm sure Pkleech was like second guessing himself, not sure what to click. Bantar, So scary. That was really awesome to watch. Thanks, guys. More CALLOUS Invitational 6 narration to come. This tournament has been very high quality. I've really been loving watching all the games. Good luck to Pkleech and losers, and congrats to Hclat. Goodbye.